In 2026, the global race to build the world's tallest skyscraper has hit fever pitch, as our planet's skylines are once again being redrawn. 828 meters. That's the current limit of humanity's reach into the sky. Yet in the very near future, on the shores of Saudi Arabia's Red Sea, another colossal tower is already charging toward its final height of 1,008 meters. Today, we're not just counting down the reigning titans that already tower above the rest of the world. We're also pulling back the curtain on the airborne behemoth set to dethrone the Burj Khalifa from its long-held throne. Number 10. One World Trade Center. It is a symbol of rebirth, rising from the site of the 9/11 attacks. It stands at 541.3 meters tall, exactly 1,776 feet, a deliberate tribute to the year of America's Declaration of Independence. Its 94 stories are wrapped in a glass curtain wall that mirrors the glistening waters of the Hudson River and reflects the unbreakable spirit of the city. With a height calibrated to the nearest tenth of a meter, architect David Childs didn't just design a building, he crafted a monument. The building features an octagonal base that tapers as it rises, a design choice that is as much about safety as it is aesthetics. The narrower upper structure reduces wind load, while also minimizing the surface area vulnerable to potential terrorist attacks. The lobby walls are inlaid with steel reclaimed from the original Twin Towers. The lighting in the elevator lobbies mimics the glow of a New York dawn, and the ventilation system is specially engineered to allow for rapid smoke evacuation in an emergency. From the observation deck on the 94th floor, the Hudson River wraps around Manhattan like a silk ribbon, and the Statue of Liberty glows brilliantly in the sunlight. This is more than just an office building. It is a living memorial. Stand here, and you can feel the resilience that rose from trauma, the rebirth that followed destruction. Number 9. Lotte World Tower. The glass curtain wall of its 123 stories flows like the waters of the Han River, transforming into a luminous harp of light after dark. Standing at 554.5 meters tall, it is the tallest point in South Korea and a standout icon among East Asia's skyline-defining skyscrapers. The building's sleek, curved silhouette, shaped like a meticulously polished jade hairpin, draws its inspiration from the elegant lines of baekja, traditional Korean white porcelain. Its elevators reach speeds of up to 10 meters per second, whisking you from the ground floor to the 123rd in just 60 seconds. The tower is home to the world's highest indoor swimming pool on the 85th floor and the world's highest gym on the 115th floor. When you run here, you're literally burning calories 554.5 meters above the ground. Floors 117 through 123 house an exclusive private club, accessible only to VVIP guests. When it was completed in 2017, it didn't just shatter South Korea's height record. It became the new anchor of Seoul's skyline. Viewed from Namsan Tower, it strikes up a remarkable dialogue with the distant Bukhansan Mountains. In this moment, tradition and modernity, nature and man-made ingenuity find perfect harmony. Yet controversy has never been far from its doors. Diplomatic frictions during the THAAD dispute and public outcry over the destruction of ancient tomb sites during construction. Perhaps this is the inevitable fate of all super-tall structures. Number 8. Binghatti Jacob Co residences. In Dubai, the so-called Zoo of Skyscrapers, this is one of the most anticipated new additions, set to smash the record for the tallest purely residential skyscraper in the world. Endorsed by Jacob Co, the Swiss luxury watch and jewelry brand, it has a designed height of 557 meters, like an opulent brooch pinned to the chest of the city. Its facade is clad in gold and champagne-tinted glass curtain walls, glinting like a colossal gold bar in the sunlight, and creating a stark contrast to the silver-gray silhouette of the Burj Khalifa. The project officially broke ground in October 2022, with above-ground main construction kicking off in February 2025, and is scheduled for final completion and handover in the second quarter of 2026. Across its planned 100 floors, it will house luxury apartments, a boutique hotel, and an exclusive private club. Every apartment comes fully fitted with a smart home system, and the top-floor penthouse carries a price tag of over $50 million. Buyers also receive a custom Jacob Co Tourbillon watch and lifetime private butler service. Here, height isn't the only selling point. Exclusivity is. Nestled in Dubai's Business Bay, it sits less than 2 kilometers in a straight line from the Burj Khalifa. From its future observation deck, you'll be able to look eye to eye with the midsection of the Burj Khalifa. And this stand alongside the King vantage point is a meticulously crafted marketing strategy from the developers. Dubai's elite know this all too well. In this desert city, skyscrapers aren't just living spaces. They're vaults for wealth, the safest safe haven for the world's billionaires to park their fortunes. Number 7. Ping'an Finance Center. With 115 floors and a height of 599.1 meters, it is the anchor of Shenzhen's Futian CBD and the pinnacle of China's skyscraper engineering expertise. Its original design called for a height of 660 meters, which would have made it the tallest building in China and the second tallest in the world. But in 2015, due to aviation height restrictions and urban planning adjustments, its height was cut to 599.1 meters, forcing architects to rush to revise the plans, replacing the original spire design with a flat roof. The building's exterior features a sleek, straight-line design of stainless steel and glass curtain walls. Its elevator system, manufactured by Finland's Cone, reaches speeds of 10 meters per second, transporting you from the ground floor to the 115th in just 55 seconds. This tower is the physical embodiment of Shenzhen's transformation from the world's factory to a global innovation capital. It houses divisions of tech giants including Tencent and DJI. That 599.1 meter height, a number tinged with a hint of regret, is perhaps the perfect reflection of the Shenzhen spirit. It doesn't chase extreme height for height's sake, but instead pursues ultimate efficiency and stability. Number 6. Abraj Al Bayt Clock Tower. This is far more than just a hotel. It is a landmark of faith, a spiritual beacon for the world's 1.5 billion Muslims. Every year, Mecca welcomes over 20 million pilgrims, and the Grand Mosque can hold 4 million worshippers at once for prayer. The Abraj Al Bayt Clock Tower stands right beside the Grand Mosque, like a loyal guardian watching over this sacred site. The building's most striking feature is the colossal clock face at its peak, standing 43 meters tall, the largest clock in the world. It has 4 dials, each facing north, south, east, and west, with a diameter of 43 meters apiece, 35 times larger than London's Big Ben. The clock faces are lit with LED lighting, glowing green after dark and visible for kilometers around. At every prayer time, the chimes ring out across the entire city through a state-of-the-art sound system. The most lavish royal suite spans 1,000 square meters, complete with a private elevator and an observation terrace offering unobstructed, direct views of the Kaaba in the Grand Mosque. During the Hajj season, this suite costs over $10,000 per night and requires booking a full year in advance. Critics argue the tower is a desecration of Islamic values, while supporters maintain it provides essential services for pilgrims. Either way, its 601-meter height makes it an unignorable presence in the holy city of Mecca. Number 5. Shanghai Tower. If you fly into Pudong Airport in the moments before your plane touches down, you'll catch a glimpse through the window of a spiraling silver giant, rising like a dragon from the banks of the Huangpu River. The building features a double-layered glass curtain wall. The inner layer follows a traditional linear structure, while the outer layer twists a full 120 degrees as it climbs skyward. This design doesn't just deliver a jaw-dropping visual impact, it also reduces wind load by 24%. The real engineering marvel is hidden on the 126th floor. There hangs the 1,000-ton magic stabilizer ball of the tower, its tuned mass damper. This colossal mass, suspended by 12 steel cables, swings in the opposite direction of the building's movement during strong winds or earthquakes. When Typhoon Lekama battered Shanghai in 2019, the damper swung more than 1 meter, successfully keeping the tower's top sway within safe limits. Its elevators reach speeds of up to 20.5 meters per second, ranking among the fastest in the world. and can take you from the ground floor to the observation deck on the 119th floor in just 55 seconds. The Sky Garden on the 35th floor is filled with living greenery, while the Cloud Top restaurant on the 121st floor serves Michelin-grade Chinese cuisine. At 632 meters tall, this is the height of Chinese manufacturing, and even more so, the pinnacle of Chinese ingenuity. Number 4. Merdeka 118. In January 2023, when the final pane of glass was fitted to the tower spire, Kuala Lumpur's skyline was changed forever. Standing at 678.9 meters tall with 118 floors, it didn't just surpass the Shanghai Tower to become the tallest building in Southeast Asia. It also claimed the number 4 spot in the Global Skyscraper Hall of Fame. Merdeka means independence in Malay. The tower stands on the very historic site where Malaysia declared its independence from British colonial rule in 1957. The architects translated this pivotal moment in history into architectural form. Its faceted diamond shape draws inspiration from the patterns of songket, a traditional Malaysian woven textile, while its spire is designed to symbolize a finger pointing toward the future. Its observation deck on the 100th floor is one of the world's highest outdoor glass floor observation decks, and stepping onto it takes serious nerve. The crown structure at the top, built from steel and glass, glows with rainbow-colored light after dark. The building uses a triple-layered glass curtain wall system, which provides exceptional thermal insulation and cuts down on air conditioning energy use, earning it LEED Platinum certification. That's 678.9 meter height, precise to the nearest tenth of a meter, is Malaysia's bold calling card to the world. Number 3. Azizi Tower. It commands a prime spot on Dubai's Sheikh Zayed Road, a mere 1.5 kilometers in a straight line from the Burj Khalifa. If the Burj Khalifa is the crown of Dubai, then Burj Azizi is the most dazzling gem set to adorn that crown. The building's facade features parametric design, with a curved glass curtain wall shaped into flowing forms that mimic both the rolling sand dunes of the desert and a crystal blade pointed straight at the sky. This design isn't just beautiful, it also effectively reflects Dubai's blistering sunlight, reducing the energy needed to cool the interior. Across its planned 131 floors, it will house a 7-star themed hotel, ultra-luxury apartments, an exclusive private club, and a vertical retail complex. The top-floor penthouse spans over 2,000 square meters, with a price tag of over $80 million, and buyers qualify for Dubai's Golden Visa. The project officially unveiled its final 725-meter design in September 2024, held its global launch, and officially kicked off main construction in February 2025, with an official scheduled completion and handover date in 2028. It is engineered to use industry-leading modular construction technology. Its designed height of 725 meters sits perfectly between the Burj Khalifa, 828 meters, and other 600-meter class buildings, and once completed, it will create a flawless height tier in Dubai's skyline. In a country where oil reserves are dwindling, skyscrapers have become the new oil. Number 2. Burj Khalifa. For 15 years, it has reigned supreme over the planet's skies, ever since that night of fireworks on January 4, 2010, when it officially opened. With 163 floors and a height of 828 meters. This towering height was the result of meticulous calculation. It stands a full 310 meters taller than Taipei 101, the world's previous tallest building, ensuring its title would go unchallenged for the foreseeable future. Its architects incorporated geometric patterns commonly found in Islamic architecture, with a Y-shaped floor plan that tapers steadily as it rises from the base. This design isn't just aesthetically striking, it also drastically reduces wind load. The construction process itself is the stuff of legend. It cost $1.5 billion, employed 12,000 workers, used 330,000 cubic meters of poured concrete, and incorporated 39,000 tons of steel. At the peak of construction, 3,000 workers were on site every single day. Floors 1 through 39 house the Armani Hotel, personally designed by fashion icon Giorgio Armani. Floors 43 to 76 and 123 to 154 are private residences. The observation decks on the 124th and 148th floors draw over 5 million visitors every year. For 15 years, countless skyscrapers have tried to dethrone it. The Shanghai Tower fell 196 meters short. Shenzhen's Ping and Finance Center was 229 meters below it, and Kuala Lumpur's Merdeka 118 came up 149 meters short. It has stood as a lonely monarch, waiting for the moment when the next colossal tower finally overtakes it. Number 1. Jeddah Tower. Even though it is still under construction, that fact alone is more than enough to earn it the top spot on this list. Because at 1,008 meters tall, it is set to be the first building in human history to break the 1,000-meter barrier, the holy grail of structural engineering. Construction first began in 2013, before being halted in 2018 due to funding issues. It officially resumed construction in January 2025, and today, this kilometer-high megatower has already reached its 80th floor, climbing toward its 1,008-meter target at a rate of 1 floor every 3 to 4 days. With 157 floors, this height was chosen with extreme precision. It isn't just a psychological milestone, it's the very limit of modern engineering. Go any higher, and current building materials and construction techniques can no longer provide sufficient support. It was designed by the very same team that built the Burj Khalifa, who once again used a Y-shaped floor plan, with 3 wings extending outward from a central core, like a flower blooming in the desert. This design is engineered to withstand extreme winds, with typhoon speeds along the Red Sea coast reaching up to 80 meters per second. Its foundation stretches 105 meters deep, using 150 board piles with a diameter of 1.5 meters, each driven deep into the bedrock. Over 1.5 million cubic meters of concrete will be poured during construction, enough to fill 60 Olympic-sized swimming pools. When it is completed in 2028 as scheduled, it will raise the ceiling of humanity's building height by a full 180 meters. It is the flagship project of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, a defining symbol of the oil kingdom's transformation into a global tourism powerhouse. 1,008 meters. This is not the finish line, it's a brand new starting point. From the 541.3 meters of New York's One World Trade Center to the 1,008 meters of Jeddah Tower, from the 828-meter record set in 2010 to the 1,008-meter milestone coming in 2028. These cloud-piercing forests of steel and glass have never been just piles of concrete and glass. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.